Hey guys, Tekken Gaming back here with another Pokemon video, and this screen may look a little familiar. A while back, I made a video that was my favorite Pokemon of every category on this website here, and I'm going to go through this time and do the opposite. I'm going to do what my least favorite Pokemon in every category is, so should be fun. Alright, normal for Generation 1. So there is a pretty clear choice for me here, and that is Lickitung. Now Lickitung is not terrible. I mean, like, it's a giant gross tongue Pokemon, but like, it's better than its evolution, which you'll see here in a bit. Um, but yeah, it's still got to be at the bottom of Gen 1 for me. Just 'cause, like, everything else here is pretty cool. There's nothing else here. I mean, maybe Farfetch'd is in contention, but that'll probably be the flying choice. We'll see. And then for fire, I like all of these guys well enough, but it's probably gonna be Magmar for me. Then for water, who's like the most boring water type? I mean, like, I've never been a huge fan of the Poliwag line. Yeah, Goldeen and Seaking are kind of just fish. They're whatever, These are kind of just like, these are almost just normal animals, but with horns, I mean, I think at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go with, like, Goldeen, though. It's also the useless Pokeball Pokemon in Smash Brothers, and so yeah. All right, grass types. So I know a lot of people don't like Paras and Parasect, but I actually really do. I think my choice here has got to be maybe Execute, or it's, I don't know. All these guys on here are pretty mediocre. Execute is at least like strong. I think I'll go with Execute. Electric. Now, I do actually like all of these guys, but funnily enough, I think my least favorite Pokemon out of this category, well, I do like Electrode. I like he's like the speedy, exploding Pokemon. I think my least favorite out of this category has got actually Pikachu, like, unironically. Like, Pikachu's not a terrible Pokemon, but I mean, it being the face of the franchise and all, but the less said about that category, the better. Okay, here we go. This is where I can put Poliwhirl or Poliwrath, because I mean, I like all of these guys quite a lot, except for Poliwrath. Gen 1 Poison. That's a very large category. I could give it to the Tumor. I don't know, I feel like I have a soft spot for a lot of these Pokemon, but actually I'm going to give it to Muck, because Muck has annoyed me so much with its tankiness and its minimized shenanigans. For Generation 1 Ground, most of these are pretty strong Pokemon, like strong designs for Pokemon, so I think I'm going to have to go with Onix, probably. Just because it's not bad, it's just the worst of the bunch. Then Flying here, yeah, I think this is pretty easy for Farfetch'd. Like, Zubat's like the annoying cave Pokemon and stuff, but Crobat's awesome, and it does evolve into Crobat. And honestly, the design of Zubat is not bad, it's just like the moveset it gets and stuff, like the visual design of Zubat isn't terrible, but I think I'm going to give it to Farfetch'd. It's just useless, even with the leak. Well, actually, I think I'm going to, yeah, okay. Is there another psychic type that, let's see, who would be the runner-up here? The runner-up, I like all four of you, so no, who's the runner-up here? The runner-up here would be Execute. Okay, in that case, I will go back and give this to, I don't know, I guess Victreebel. I don't really like Victreebel's weird pitcher plant mouth. It's not terrible, though, and then we'll give this to Execute, and then we'll get there when we get there. Bug, I've never been a fan of Pinsir, but I mean, Venonat is just, I mean, it's a pretty weak. Well, there's also Kakuna and Metapod here. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Kakuna. Actually, I mean, it is just kind of a Kakuna with eyes. Ground. Okay, well, this is another really strong category. I would have to give it to Onix again. Well, like, who would be the runner-up in either of these categories? Because I really like it. I mean, I guess Graveler would probably be the runner-up. It's kind of an interesting middle evolution. Then my least favorite of I guess Ghastly, but like Ghastly's awesome, dude. I guess Dratini, but Dratini's cool too. Like these are not bad Pokemon at all. I would give both of these Pokemon like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Dark, the fake missing no. For Steel, I guess by default Magnemite, and then for Fairy, Mr. Mime. But I do really like Magnemite and Magneton. My least favorite out of all these starter Pokemon here, I think is gonna be. I'm gonna get hate for this, but I think it's gonna be regular Charmander actually, because like I've never really found it that cute. It looks like, I don't know, it's like got the same head as Squirtle almost. It's weird. At least kind of how it looks here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna give it to Charmander. Then gimmick form, ugh, all of you are terrible. Not all, but most of you are. Oh yeah, it's got to go to Victory Bell. This is the ugliest thing on the planet. Well, not the. It's one of the ugliest Pokemon. Mega Starmie is also really goofy though. Why is it on here twice? That is odd. I mean, maybe there's still some kinks you're working out because it just came out, but oh, Mega Victory Bell's on here twice too. What is that for? That's interesting. Anyways, all right. Then my least favorite of the Legends, I think, is probably Moltres. He's not bad though. Then my least favorite Generation 1 Pokemon, like, I don't think that's controversial. Okay, moving on to Generation 2. This creepy tiny baby, like this, like red eyes that stare into your soul. This thing is not cute. This thing is horrifying. And then for Fire, yeah, I'm gonna have to continue the trend here. I actively like all of the other Pokemon here. And then Quillfish. I've never liked Quillfish. It's ugly. I don't like Hisuian Quillfish or Overquill either, although that's a funny name, I guess. But Blossom. I talked last time about how I do not like Blossom because it comes off the awesome looking Oddish and Gloom line, which ends with Vileplume, which I love Vileplume. Then it evolves into this like flower lady. I don't know. It doesn't. It feels like such an incoherent design for a final stage for Oddish. For Gen 2 Electric, all of these are good Pokemon. I might have to go with Pichu or Chin. I think I'll go with Pichu. Then for Ice, that's easy. I'm not left with much option, but I guess Tyrogue. Ooh, let's see. Quillfish would go there. Is there any other Pokemon here I dislike? Yeah, I could give it to Slowking, I guess. I don't really like Slowking. I think Slowbro was a much better design, and so to give it to Slowking. They'll put Quillfish here. Then for Ground, let's give it to the Pupa. Like, it's such an interesting middle stage to go from tiny Godzilla to Cocoon to giant Godzilla. You know, like, these two feel like they're part of the same line. This one does not. Flying, maybe Delibird, honestly. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool conceptually as the Santa Bird Pokemon, and I've never liked the Hoppip line. So I guess I'll go with, I don't know, which of them do I like the least? Hoppip's at least cute. I think Skiploom has got the least going on. Well, it would also be Smoochum. All of these four are let's see. I like Delibird more than Unknown. So which Unknown, what's my least favorite letter? I don't know. Which Unknown form looks the weirdest? Well, I know this is like almost the default Unknown that they use everywhere, but this does not look like the letter G. Like it barely looks like a lowercase g. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to that one. And then for Bug, I'm gonna have to give it to Ledian, I guess. It's just very useless. Why does it have Iron Fist? And for Rock, yeah, let's see here. It would also be Pupitar, obviously. I really like the rest of these Pokemon, though, so I guess, with much pain in my heart, I guess Corsola. Corsola's not bad at all. And then the weakest Dark type is really tough. All 6 of these are great Pokemon, but I'm going to go with Murkrow. Then for worst Steel type, I think that's pretty easily Fortress. Fortress isn't terrible, it's whatever. Oh, okay, so I could go with the other baby here. I could switch something out. Oh, I just skipped right over Miltank. That ugly cow that gave me trauma as a child. Then I think I'm gonna go with Croconaut. It's a very weird. I mean, it does look like a coherent reform between Totodile and Feraligatr. I don't like the weird like puzzle piece chest. I don't know. It's weird looking to me. Herditor. This I do not like its mega. I don't like most of the Gen 9 megas, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I could give it to Empress with a wig, but no, I'll give it to the weird Feraligatr. And then also, whenever it's unfolded, it looks so dumb. My least favorite of the legends. I like all of these guys well enough, but I think I'm gonna go with Celebi. No, Celebi's cool enough, I guess. I don't know. I don't dislike any of these Pokemon like at all. Maybe yeah, I guess I'll go with Celebi. But I do really like Celebi, to be fair. So then my least favorite Generation 2 Pokemon. I think I might have to continue the trend here and say Smoochum. Ugh, why did they make a baby Jinx? Ugh. Alright, on to Gen 3. Why are you normal type? That's my question. Why is Azrael normal type? Why is it... I don't get it. The rest of its line is water type, you know. It's up here. There they are, but like I don't know why it's a normal type. And the rest of these Pokemon are like fine enough, you know. Castform, not great. Kecleon, not great. Spenda's not great, but I'm gonna go with the one that should not be here. I'm not gonna cheat and go Sunnyform, Castform. I'm gonna go with Combuskin. It's just a very awkward looking middle evolution, which I mean I guess that's kind of the point, but meh. How about the normal fish? I could I could go with the normal fish, or I could go with the useless Love Disc heart. Like the Gen 5 copy is so much better. Oh, actually no, I think I'm gonna go with Clamperl. I really don't like Clamperl. It's very boring as a Pokemon, and I don't particularly love Huntail or Gorbis that much. I mean, Huntail's cool enough, but it's whatever. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Lileep here. I almost said crap. I always get their names mixed up, but Lileep, yeah. I can't even tell exactly what it's supposed to be. I don't know. It's very weird to me. Like I get that it's like it has the fake eyes on the outside to trick predators and stuff, but Cradily at least, I don't know. It's green. Green's a good color. It's such a short selection. I guess I'll go with Plusle. Whatever. I don't really love Plusle, to be fair though. And then I'm not gonna choose the Hail form, Cast form. All of these are pretty good Pokemon, but I guess I'll go with Snorunt. Like none of these are bad Pokemon at all, but Snorunt's the least good, I guess. I'm gonna go with the Onion Baby. Like Meditite's okay. Alright, well, actually no, I'm gonna go with what is this? Makuhita. The dumpling Pokemon. It's very odd looking. I like Hariyama well enough. Makuhita just does not look visually appealing in any way. I don't love any of you, honestly. I do like Gulpin and Swallow a lot. I mean, it's just a pile of sludge again. I don't know why he's got a weird feather on his head. I guess I'll go with Roselia. Like, it never felt... Gen 3's got several Pokemon that just didn't feel finished as single stages. And it's one of them, I guess. So I guess I'll go with Roselia. Ground. Nincada, it feels very weird that Nincada's ground. Like, I get the reason. I get the reasoning behind it. I think I'll go with Nincada. I don't really dislike any of the rest of them. I don't necessarily dislike Nincada either, it's just my least favorite of them. Flying, oh, that's a really good selection of flying types. Oh, well, there's also Beautifly. The Butterfree ripoff. There's another Butterfree ripoff down here. It's whatever. Okay, Psychic. Yeah, there's some pretty mid-psychic types here. I could go with Wynot. It's at least funny to make puns with its name. I could go with the Suicide Pig, who if it stops bouncing, it dies, which is horrifying. I could go with Baltoy. Baltoy's not fantastic. I'll go with Chimecho. It's another one of those Gen 3 Pokemon that never felt finished. And then they gave it a baby. Why did? Anyways, okay. I think I'm gonna go. Oh no, it's gonna be one of you two ugly nerds. I wish I could put both of them here, but I'm gonna go with Volby because that's the uglier of the two useless ugly nerds. What is the point of these two Pokemon? Tailglow? There's so many other Pokemon that can do boosting better. I don't get it at all. Then Nosepass. I don't know that there's much more discussion on this. I like the rest of these Pokemon well enough. I could go with Solrock or Lunala, but I'll go with Nosepass. I guess it's the funny Easter Island head, but it's another Gen 3 Pokemon. It's a single stage, never felt finished. It's very weird. I really like all 6 of these Pokemon, but I guess I'll go with Sableye, my least favorite of the 6. Yeah, I guess. And then Dragons. A similar thing where it's like, why does it go into a cocoon? And then Dark. Oh, wow. That's a fantastic selection of Dark types. They just did not miss. But I guess I'll go... I don't know. Nuzleaf is the namesake of the Nuzlocke series, which I've done a lot. Oof. I think I'll go with Carvanha then. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's just the weakest. And then Mawile. I don't like Mawile. I don't like its creepy mouth on the back of its head. Oh, we have to replace something here. Oh yeah, I'm not doing duplicates if you couldn't tell. So like, we have to replace one of you two, because it's not going to be any of you. Is there another? Yeah, there's plenty of normal types I could choose from. I'll put Spinda here instead, I guess. No, I'll go with Kecleon. No, I think Kecleon's got a little more going on. I'll go with Spinda, and then I'll put Azurill over here. I love, well, no, I don't. I like all 3 of these lines pretty well. I think this is a great 3-stage line. I think this is a great 3-stage line. I think this is a great 2. Combusken is sticking out there. What is going on with this? I don't like the Gen 9 Megas. This is very weird. Purple Kecleon. I guess I could choose the purple Kecleon, but I feel like I have to go. Now let's go with Mega Chimecho, I guess. What? They turned it into Chingling? Like, it looks very odd. What is going on there? I've not played ZA, by the way, so I haven't seen most of these, like, in action. Then my least favorite of the Legends, probably Jirachi. The rest of these guys all look awesome. I don't know why, when I was little I had, like, a vendetta against Registeel, but that's since gone away, but... Now let's go with Jirachi. And then my least favorite Pokemon from Generation 3, I think, is going to go to Volbeat. Why? I get they're trying to do, like, they did the plus and minus thing. You know, they had plus and minus. They had a lot of partnered Pokemon like Solrock and Lunala and Zangoose and Seviper. You know, these are easily the worst of them. Like, so far below anything else, in my opinion. At one time, Licky was my least favorite of all the Pokemon. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna retain its crown, because you'll see in a minute. But yeah, it's down there. I could pretty easily go Rotom Heat. I don't want to put all the Rotom forms in here though, so I'm gonna go with Heatran. I do actually really love the Cannon Arms, and this is my first ever starter line. I can't go with any of these guys. Phione, why does it exist? Is there anything I'm missing? Anything I'm skimming over? No, the rest of these are pretty fine. Runner-up would probably be Finneon, but why does Phione exist? It's just bad Manaphy. Yeah, the freaking Grass Cloak Wormadam. Well, I have to choose one of these awful Pokemon here for the bug category, but I really don't want them to fill up every category like this, so I think I'm only gonna choose them once, in which case it's probably gonna, oh no, let me see, It's probably gonna go in grass then. Or is there another grass type? Because like this ground selection is really great. I think I'm gonna put it in ground, and then I'll put the closed off Cherrim here. Alright, electric. This is the proper place for the Rotoms in my opinion. Does it put all of them under Ghost? Okay, because in Gen 4, all of the Rotom forms were the same typing, and then they switched. But what's my least favorite Rotom form? I'm not going with Pichu. That's not a Gen 4 Pokemon. My least favorite Rotom form I think is gonna be Rotom Fan. Oh, Rotom Fridge is dumb too, but it's funny dumb. I don't know. This is just like badly designed kind of dumb. Ooh, now that's a good selection of ice types. You're gonna make me pick Snover. I like Snover, but I'm not going with Rotom again. So, fighting types. Oh shoot, I love all 7 of those Pokemon would probably be like very high on my list. But if I'm forced to choose one, I think I'll go with Riolu. Yeah, I really love the Krogunk line. Like I said, first ever starters. This is an awesome branched evolution. That's how you do a branched evolution right. All awesome. And yeah, I guess Riolu. And then for poison, Ew. It's one of you two. I'm gonna go with the less interesting Skunk. Yeah, I do actually like how they expanded on Roselia. Good job. Flying. Can I go with male Combee? I mean, that is. If you change this to the to like the surplus mode, it shows. Maybe it's the silly mode. I don't know. There we go. It shows all the gender differences and stuff. So I could put specifically male Combee here, but no, I'll go back to standard. I think I'm gonna put and no, I'll put Mothim here actually, or I don't know. This isn't a fantastic bunch of flying types. Like Staraptor's great, Drifblim is great, the U2 are great, Togekiss is pretty cool, Vespiquen's fine enough. U4 are pretty meh. I don't know why Mantine needed a baby. I could put Chatot here, but the whole situation with what happened with it in Gen 4 was funny, where you could say random things and that inevitably led to people saying some not nice things online. But I'll go with Combee, I guess. I know exactly where you're going because there's 2 options down here. So, Chingling. Ooh boy, what's my least favorite of all the Burmy forms? Because the rest of these Pokemon are pretty good. I'll go with Trash Cloak Burmy. Yeah. You know what? Let's actually put Mothim here because it's the least interesting of all of the Moth and Butterfly Pokemon that ever were. You know, there's the Venomoth and Butterfree, and there's, you know, it's the least interesting of all of them. I know you're going right in Steel. I can tell you that now. So I guess I'll go. I don't know. I guess I'll go with Bonsly. And then I've never liked Spiritomb. The way you get it is really weird. The whole 108 spirits thing, it's fine, it's whatever, but it's pretty easily the weakest of that selection to me. Yeah. Primal Dialga? Oh, it's not the origin forms, it's like the primal forms. Okay, well this is a really good selection of dragon types, and so I guess I'll go with Gible, just because it's like less cool than the others. Then my least favorite of the dark types, let's do the other Skunk. Yay! We get to get them both in here. Steel? Yeah, there's Probopass. I don't like his funny mustache. Like, the mustache and the tiny little heads on the side of him, it's just a very unappealing design to me. Then as for starter, Gen 4 is easily, far and away, my favorite generation of starters. Not even close. All 3 of the starters are like within my top 5 or 6 favorite starters in all of Pokemon. And I like all of their forms. It's between Monferno and Prinplup. And I'm gonna go with Prinplup, I guess. I don't know, like, I do love the Chimchar line so much. I'll go with Prinplup, yeah. Gimmick forms? What on earth is going on here? What is going on here? What are you doing, Gen 9? Ugh. hate that. That's the first time I've ever seen this, by the way. This is just like, oh, what on earth? Like, I can't even identify what it's supposed to be. Let me look up a better picture of that. Oh. Yeah, I know that didn't change anything. That's still awful. Ew. Okay. My least favorite legend. Why are you here? Ew. Like, I don't. It's just. Fiona is such a pointless Pokemon. And my least favorite. Oh, well, actually, like, there's a little bit of competition, but I think it's definitely Licky. Gen 5. I'm not going to choose any of the PokeStar Studios guys. That'd be cheating. They would win every category that they're in. And is there at least one in every category? Okay, no. But, Audino. That's easily one of my least favorite Gen 5 replacements for an older Pokemon. Yeah, no thank you. I could go with Darmanitan Zen. Oh, no, actually, let's go with Pignite. Pignite's, like, one of the worst middle starters. A lot of people hate on Quilladin. I actually don't mind Quilladin that much, but, Pignite, I think, is probably one of the worst middle evolutions of any starter line. Ugh. It looks like a... I don't know, it's like a strong man at a circus, almost. It's very weird. Then, I could go with all of the Simmies. I really don't hate the Simmies. I do dislike Basculin quite a lot, though. So I'm gonna go with Basculin here. Snivy used to be my least favorite Pokemon a long time ago when I was a little kid. I think because one of my friends hated it, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds great, and just hated it as well. But the thing is, the rest of these Pokemon are great, so I'm gonna go with Servine. Well, maybe not great. We do have this line, but better than the starter line here. Then Electric. We could go with Electric. Electric, you know. Oh no, here's the genies. Look at that. It's the first of the genies. Let's yeah, let's boo all of them. You're gonna be seeing quite a few of the genies. You're probably gonna see all of them if I had to guess. Cryogonal. This thing's just so ugly. Ugh. No, thank you. Black Belt Dan. I don't know. I could go. I don't like the Pokemon wearing legitimate human clothes. Like there's humanoid Pokemon, right? Like, this is a humanoid Pokemon. This is a humanoid Pokemon. You know, even back in Gen 1, we had these guys, but like, it's part of his design. These guys are just wearing karate gis. And so I'm gonna go with Throw. Could go with the Wheel. I honestly don't hate Trubbish and Garbodor. Like, it's kind of a silly concept, but it's done well enough. I think I'm gonna go with Parlipede. Go with Palpitoad. Ugh. Like it. I just don't like the name. It's ugh. And I guess the design too. Like the giant bulbous like sack on its head is just gross to me. Flying. Just like we're flying through this video. Oh, there he is again, Tornadus. I was looking at the other contenders, and it's like Volibee I really don't like. But no, let's go with Tornadus. Get out of here. Okay, I'm gonna go with Gothita here. This is not really close for me. I do not like the baby Gothwitch. That's such an interesting, in a bad way, design to me. Also, it's in Pokemon Go, it's standing like this close to you, and so it's I don't know. I've been jump scared by it several times. Bug. This is a pretty solid selection of bug types. I would go with Whirlipede here for the record. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Whirlipede. I'll go with... I don't know, is there a bug that I like less than them? I'll go with Karrablast. I don't like Karrablast very much. Rock. These are all really good rock types. So I'm going to go with the normal turtle. Ghost. This is a very solid selection of ghost types as well. These are two of my favorite ghost types right here. Chandelure and Golurk. Golurk might have actually taken it. Last video I said it was Drifblim, but Golurk, man. I used him on a team recently, and that dude is awesome. But I think my least favorite of this group is probably Frillish. I'll go with the male one. Dragon, not you. It's gonna be Druddigan. The somebody spilt a box of crayons Pokemon. Here's where I'll put Vullaby. Yeah, that's pretty easy. And then Steel. Let's see. For Steel, I really don't like Ferrothorn and Ferroseed. I'm not a huge fan of the Clink line. So, but I also don't like Durant. I'll go with Ferroseed though. Okay, well I guess Cottony, because I do like Whimsicott better, but Mega Audino. It just turned her white and gave her bigger ears. It's so dumb that that's the only Gen 5 Mega. Yeah, last time I did this category, there were only two options here besides the Pokestar Studio, whatever. Is that Mega Scrafty? That's neat. Anyways, okay, least favorite legend? Ooh, who's it gonna be? I didn't even... Man, my mind blocked out Landorus. No, Landorus is my least favorite of the genies. Wow, I don't like Palpitoad, but I don't think Landorus should be a Pokemon. Like, he's just so bad. Alright, which one's got the worst Therian form? That would probably be Tornadus, but no, let's go with Landorus here. And then my least favorite Generation 5 Pokemon. Let's go with Landorus. Sorry about that, I'm back. My least favorite Generation 5 Pokemon. There's some pretty rough ones in here, but I think I'm going to go with Landorus just for all the strife it's caused me in competitive. Along with it, I could go with Basculin too. I really don't like Basculin, but no, I'll go with Landorus. Yeah, Basculin might take it later, who knows? Because there is another one coming up. Alright, Generation 6 Mega Pokemon, or not Mega Pokemon, Generation 6 Pokemon, there we go. I could choose Megas, I guess, but whatever. It's gonna be some form of, well, it could be Diggersby. I don't know, I don't really like Diggersby. I think it's gonna be Furfrou, though. And then for Fire, all these guys are pretty solid. I think I'm gonna go, like, it's cool that we have a fire water type, and I don't mind how they, I could go with the normal line, actually. I think I'm gonna go with female Pyroar, actually. Like, Volcanion isn't great as a design. It's cool that we have a fire water type, though. And then for water, could go with Binacle or Barbaracle. They're pretty whatever. Like, they're pretty weak as Pokemon, in my opinion. They really look like fossil Pokemon to me. But they're not, for some reason. Yeah, Skrelp? Whatever. Yeah, let's go with Binacle. And then Grass, I don't like Gourgeist. Like, at all. I mean, it's cool. It's a Halloweeny Pokemon, I guess. And then Quilladin is also here. I don't mind Quilladin as much as most people do. I see where they're coming from, though. It doesn't really fit between Chespin and Chestnut, and it is pretty ugly. Yeah, I will go with Quilladin, actually. I've changed my mind on this, I guess. I don't like Gourgeist either, though. Let it be known. Okay, well, which of these three do I like the least? Probably Helioptile, I guess. It's, like, I like Heliolisk well enough, and I like Dedenne well enough. Dedenne is probably my favorite of the Pikachu clones, and so. Alright, my least favorite ice type. I mean, I like all four of these Pokemon well enough, but I guess I'll go with Amora. I've always thought its eyes looked kind of weird in relation to its head. Fighting types. There's only... Man, Generation 6 did not have enough Pokemon. You're gonna force me to choose Pancham, even though I really like Pancham. Like, it is a great design, and I love Pangoro, which it turns into, but then for here, I mean, of two options, it's Skrelp. Um, of two options, it's Diggersby. Okay, here we go. What's my least favorite Vivillon form? Because that's easily my least favorite flying type here. Let's do the one that looks like sand. Is there a name for it? Is it just like Sandy Vivillon or something? Like Vivillon Sandstorm. Yeah, what's this one? River. Okay, whatever. Vivillon Sandstorm. Yeah, it's the most boring looking one. Ghost types. I could go with. I really don't like Hoopa. I mean, it's annoying in the actual like the series or the movies or whatever it's in. Esper's like freaking creepy. I think I'll go with Hoopa though. It's just not a good design in my opinion. Bug. Oh my gosh. I don't want to go with a repeat here. I'll go with Scatterbug then. My least favorite rock type. Okay. I chose Binacle earlier. I really like the rest of these actually. Is there another water type I could choose? Yeah, not really actually. I guess I'll go with Carbink for here. The little bulky, not Diancie. It's interesting. There we go. I'll put Gourgeist here. That's a pretty easy choice for me. The only competition would really be Hoopa, but I think I like Esper more than Gourgeist, and so those would be the runners-up. Sliggoo. It's I don't know why, but it's unsettling to me. Gumi is cute. Goodra is cute. Sliggoo is like weirdly unsettling to me. Maybe it's the fake eyes. I can't say. Then Dark. I've never really been a fan of Greninja. I don't like him in Smash. I don't like him in Pokemon. I think Frogadier is a much stronger design. I love the cute bubble scarf. And so I think honestly I could put him here, but no. I'll put him right here. That's Klefki. I don't like it. It's a bad object Pokemon. Okay, well, creepy plague doctor with like an owl face, or with an owl. I don't know what are these things. They are weird. That's what they are. They are very unsettling and odd designs for Pokemon. I think I'll go with Aromatisse. Yeah. Yeah, I'll go with Quilladin. Okay, well, we do have all the megas that got added this generation, because that's all of them, you know. What's my least favorite mega? Well, I guess there are also, yeah, it might be a ZA mega, because, yeah, there are megas for Generation 9 Pokemon now. Is that Barbaric? That's actually cool looking, okay. Dragalge. Most of these look really silly. What on earth? I have actually seen this one before, the Mega Malamar. Why did Eternal Floette get a Mega, though? That's got to take it right there. Why did it get a Mega? This is pretty easily Hoopa. I don't like Hoopa. I don't love Hoopa Unbound either, but the normal form of Hoopa is just no. Then my least favorite Gen 6 Pokemon. I don't know actually. Probably Klefki. None of these guys. I don't have like a visceral hatred for any of these guys like I do with some of these guys up here, but I'll go with Klefki. Then Generation 6. 7, whatever. I just made the joke. I'm so sorry, everyone. That was not intentional. Generation 7. Alright. I think I'm going to give it to Type Null, just because it's worse Silvally with nothing else going on. And then, like, I get in the lore and in the story. I've played through Sun and Moon. I don't know, maybe it's more interesting in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but it's just worse Silvally. And also, it should not be counted as a legendary. There's, okay, whatever. Fire! I don't like Salazzle. I don't like Turtonator. I mean, Turtonator's cool at least. I like I like its shell design. Its face and its head look dumb. I think I'm gonna go with Salazzle though. It's another unsettling design to me. Bruxish. Oh my gosh, I hate this stupid fish. I might come back and change that for Pyukumuku. Let's see. I mean, let me look at the psychic options actually. Okay, no, I'm gonna put Bruxish down here whenever I get there. I'm gonna put Pyukumuku right here. We got grass types. What is my least favorite grass type of this gen? Dartrix, like the emo boy with like the hair flicked back. Yeah. I don't like Steenie and Serena very much either. I do really like Lurantis. It's not you. I love Alolan Executor. I think he's so funny. Could be Tapu. I'll go with Dartrix. Could be the Christmas tree. I mean, that's one of my favorite Ultra Beasts. I don't really like any of the Ultra Beasts though. I think. Let's go with a Alolan Graveler actually. I don't know. It and Geodude don't have enough going on for me. I like the Railgun, but it's just got more rocks on it. Woohoo! Haven't seen that before. I mean, that's easy. And then second least favorite after this ugly dude with the mop top, you know. He was actually pretty decent in Generation 9 PU, which I did play for a while on Smogon. But I think it's gonna be the sexy bug, because why did they make one of those? Poison. I could give it to different colored sludge or to the Apocalypse. I'm gonna give it to the Apocalypse jellyfish. Nihilego. And then I'm gonna give it to barely changed Diglett actually. What on earth? It's got like the Zygarde cells. That's very interesting that it has those here, but no, I'm gonna give this to Alolan Diglett. I could give it to the the Sleep Forever Sandcastle, but no, I'll give it to Alolan Diglett with the it's very slightly darker and it's got hair. Yippee. I could, let's see, flying. I don't love Celesteela. Orcorio's pretty cool. You two are fine enough. I'll give it to Celesteela. Like I said, yeah. I could give it to Wimpod here. My second least favorite bug type. I could give it to the Swole bug. I think I'll give it to Wimpod though, just because it's like I get the you're a wimp and then you turn into not a wimp, but he's still kind of a wimp because if his health gets to half, he switches out. But I really like Golisopod as a design. I do not like Wimpod as a design. To be fair, I don't really like Araquanid or Dewpider as designs either, but that's pretty easily Stakataka if it's, yeah. I like Stakataka less than, like, it's a fine enough design, I guess. It's cool. It's got all the eyes over it and stuff. Is there anything I would want to swap out here? I'll put Salandit here, and then I'll put Nihilego here, because I like Stakataka slightly more than Nihilego. Then as for Ghost, there we go. I'll put the Nightmare Sandcastle here. Then for Dragon, I don't really like Kamo-O. I don't like the Kamo-O line. I'm gonna give it to Hakamo-O. Guzzlord is like so over designed. How many faces and heads does this thing have, and how many mouths? I guess that's like the whole thing is that it has a lot of mouths, but that doesn't mean I have to. Oh, there's also a Alolan Persian down here. There's also Ash Greninja, which I think is they made Greninja worse, and I already didn't like it, but no, I think I'm gonna give it to Alolan Persian because it's Persian with a big head. It does not match. Like it feels like the old Pokemon Fusion website where they would literally stick the head of a Pokemon onto the body of another Pokemon. It feels like Perugli's head stuck onto normal Persian, and it's bad. Steel type, okay. I could go with Magearna. I've never really liked Magearna as a design. It's really, I don't know how to describe it. Like it's like a robot made. Is it a legendary? It is, I think. Yeah. It's a mythical, I think, actually. But either way, does not instill me with anything except for discomfort, and so fairy. These are all pretty decent fairy types. I could put Magearna there instead. I'll put Magearna there. I'll put Kartana here. Oh no, actually, there's Comfey. I don't like Comfey. It's Klefki all over again. Whatever. That's pretty easily Dartrix to me. Gimmick forms. What is that? Mega Drampa. That's cool. Gimmick forms. It's got all the Alolan forms here, so I could put a Alolan Persian down. Oh, and I'll put. This is where I'll put Ash Greninja, I think. Yeah, I'm not consistent. Whatever. I don't know. I do dislike Alolan Persian more than Ash Greninja, though. I dislike both of them. But yeah. And then Legend. I could go with the Why Are You a Legend, or the Why Are You a Legend, or the Why Are You a Legend. Or I don't know why the Zygarde cells are here. Those aren't Pokemon you can like have on your team. You know. I think I'll go with the Infinitely Heavy Object. Just because it's not as cute as Cosmoem, and it's not used in the story like this guy is, and so. Well, I mean, it is, I guess, but not directly. Nebby just, I don't know. To my memory, Nebby just kind of turns into the final form, right? I don't know. It's been too long since I played Sun and Moon. And my least favorite Generation 7 Pokemon. Oh, that's pretty easy. That's Bruxish, actually. Do not like Bruxish. It's a ugh. Alright, well, normal types. Almost all of these are fantastic Pokemon. I'm going to give it to Indeedee, who is not terrible, but is not great either. It doesn't have a lot going on for me. It's like Meowstic and that other one all over again. No, I am thinking of just Meowstic. It's just Meowstic again. I could give it to the weird snowman with two heads. I don't really like either form of Zenmo Darmanitan. It says G-Max Darmanitan? That is not Gigantamax Darmanitan. That is its Zen form. That is Galarian Darmanitan's Zen form. Anyways. And then we have... Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I think I'm actually going to give it to Colossal. I mean, Carkol isn't great either, but I could give it to there are Gigantamax forms here. I don't like the Gigantamax forms in general, but these are three of the less offensive ones, but I think I am still going to give it to Gigantamax Colossal. It was a colossal disappointment. Ew! Palkia is my favorite legendary. Why did they turn it into half a centaur? Ugh. I could go with Gossifleur. I don't really like Gossifleur. Eldegoss is fine enough. Oh no, I'm gonna give it to Calyrex actually. I think Calyrex looks so stupid with or without the horse. I've never liked it. I'm not gonna give it to Chunky Pikachu. I could give it to more Pika. No, I'll give it to Pincurchin, who is, it's Pyukumuku again. Ugh. I don't know why Gen 8 did this thing where it's like, it's X Pokemon again. Like, Gen 5's got a reason. It was like a soft reboot for the franchise. Gen 8 does not have that behind it. I could cheat-ish and give it to Calyrex riding a horse. But no, I think I'll give it to the normal penguin. Ice-Cube with its face is pretty funny, but it's noise. I don't know. It's just worse Mimikyu to me. I mean, I guess it regains the face in Hail, which makes it more annoying Mimikyu. So I'm going to give it to the normal penguin here. The fighting types. This is a really good bunch of fighting types. I could go with Kubfu. I could go with the Behemoth Bash Zamazenta, because I really like the normal form. And it just gets worse. I could go with Farfetch with a big... Oh, actually, I'll go with No, let's see. I'll go with Phalanx. No, Phalanx is cool enough. None of these guys are bad. Like, oh, once again, the thing happens where I'm so used to going to this website to do my favorite Pokemon that my brain just brushes over things. No, I don't like Hisuian Decidueye. I have used it. Triple Arrows is a cool-ish move. It just, the design does not do it for me. I think this is pretty easily either Galarian Quillfish or Overqwil. I think I'm gonna go with Galarian Quillfish just because it's got a less cool name. So like, hey, it joins its brother, yay. Let's go with the snake trapped in its own coil. Like, I like the Sandstorm actually. Like, this is a pretty decent Gmax form, but Sandaconda, nuh-uh. Here it is. I think Aranamorous is currently taking the cake for my least favorite of all Pokemon. This is the ugliest lady they could design, with a snake wrapped around her neck, sitting in a cloud. Like, oh my gosh, this thing creeps me out and weirds me out so much. I guess the other thing, is it a fairy type? Yeah. The other thing, it could go in here, but I don't really like this line, so one of these guys will probably go in here. Okay. Psychic. I'm gonna give it to Mr. Mime. Why did we need another Mr. Mime? We didn't. That's the answer. We had our fill of Mr. Mime in 1996, Game Freak. Ugh. We did not need Ice Mime and Baby Mime. Gosh. Let's see here. Least favorite bug type? Might be Frostmoth. Snom is adorable. Snom is precious. No harm should ever come to Snom on anybody's watch. Frostmoth, though, I don't like that it evolves into Frostmoth. Frostmoth is really terrible and competitive because it's a bug ice type, which are two of the worst types. I just don't like the design of it. Rock type. I could go Dreadnought that doesn't fit in its shell, because normal Dreadnought is my favorite Generation 8 Pokemon. And the rest of these guys are pretty, or like at least pretty good, you know. And so I think I'm going to give it to Dreadnought that doesn't fit in its shell. Ooh, here we go. Oh, did I skip over? Okay, yeah. So I do dislike Origin Palkia more than White Stripe Basculin, but I don't like Basculin still. And so Basculegion is a lot cooler. So I think I'm gonna go with the Teacup. For Dragon, I really have to. Oh, I could go with Sui and Sliggoo, which creeps me out to it. Not quite to the same extent that this one does, but in a very similar. Oh, actually no. Let's go with Origin Palkia. Why did they do that to my boy? Like, I like Palkia better than Dialga, but like both of their origin forms look so bad. They look awful. Like, if you go look at Giratina's two forms, both of them look super cool and creepy and stuff. Where the BF Period, you know, like these both look amazing, and then this is what Dialga and Palkia get. No. Dark types. Here I could put Overqwil here. I could put Morgrem, the Emotine again. I think I'll put Morgrem there. Alright, Steel, the Terrorism Elephant, you know, where that time that Bede stole an elephant and desecrated a national monument. Oh, here's where I could put Origin Dialga, and I could put the hand that descends from above. Or I'll put Sliggoo here, and then I'll put Origin Palkia here. Although I really don't like Gmax Copperajah either. I just realized Sliggoo's also here. I didn't even have to switch them. I could have. How silly. Yeah, Enamorus. I despise this thing with like every fiber of my being. Hatterene is what I think I'll give it to Gmax Hatterene just because it doesn't change Hatterene like at all, almost. Then all of the starter. Oh, wow, it's got a lot of starter forms in here. I'm gonna give it to the Edutine again, because it goes Cute Sobble, Emotine, James Bond. So, oh my gosh, that's a lot. Okay, what on earth is that? Mega Phalanx? That is wild looking. Y'all have seen me discover these things for like the first time on camera here, you know. No, my least favorite gimmick form. It doesn't have Therian Enamorous, sadly, because Therian Enamorous is even uglier It's easily the worst Therian form. Actually, I might put it here instead of normal Enamorus. Although I do hate normal Enamorus too. And then least favorite gimmick form. Most of the G-Max forms are like pretty mid. I think I'm gonna give it to the big trunked elephant. Yeah. And then no surprises there. No surprises there. Yeah. Generation 8 or 9. Gosh, I can't count today. Generation 9. I've not played Scarlet and Violet because they were broken as heck upon launch. But I think my least... So most of this is going to be visual based or using them in competitive on Pokemon Showdown. I don't really love Shroodle, but Terapagos is pretty mid as well. I do like Farigiraf. I think that's really funny. Oh, I could go with Mega Pyroar. It's so barely changed from the normal Pyroar. Yeah, I think I'll put him here. Oh, here we go. We can choose these guys again. I have already chosen him for somewhere up here. The Heatran. Yeah, the gimmick form for Heatran. But it was introduced in Gen 9. I don't know. Let me see here. I'm gonna try to choose a Generation 9 Pokemon, I guess. I'll go with Shroodle. And then here, I really don't like Ogerpon. I don't know why everybody likes Ogerpon. I don't understand it. It's just a creepy little gremlin with a mask. No thanks. What is that? Mega Tatsugiri? That's very odd. I could give it to the Starmie with legs. To the other. Oh my gosh. Why is Ogerpon here so many times? I could give it to the Robot Santa Bird. I don't really dislike most of you. I could give it to the fish. I don't really like the fish, so I'll give this to the fish. Let me see, where all does Ogerpon appear? Okay, I guess all of them are here, because it's a grass type. Then, you know, I'll put Ogerpon here, and if I need to change it, I'll come back and change it. But here, I don't like Poltergeist or Sinistcha. Yeah. Oh, I really don't like you, though. I was choosing Megas earlier, right? I did. Did I choose some Megas in Gen 6? No, it doesn't look like I did. Okay. I chose G-Max Pokemon last generation, though. I don't know. I really don't like Mega Victreebel or Mega Meganium, and I love normal Meganium. But I'll give it to Sinistcha. Sinistcha, whatever. Okay. Well, none of these guys are bad. None of the actual Generation 9 Pokemon here are bad. I forgot Paradox forms are also a thing. Okay, yeah, I don't like Miraidon, which that might be kind of controversial because you do use it in the story. Like, I understand when somebody would like Miraidon, but I personally don't like its design very well. And then for Ice, I don't really love any of these guys. I do love the not a single thought behind those eyes kind of thing. I don't like any of you really, but I guess I'll give it to Baxcalibur. It's just so awkward looking. Fighting. I do really like Koraidon, even if I don't like Miraidon. Oh, it says limited instead of low power. That's cool, actually. Like I said, I've never played Gen 9, and so a lot of this I didn't know. I don't like the poison types, like the poison chain Pokemon, you know, like the Link Pokemon or whatever, you know. Is this another Mega Lucario? That's weird. Okay. I could give it to the normal Flamingo. I think I'll give it to Ogerpon, though. Or, not Ogerpon. Is it Ogerpon? What is this? Okidogi, that's what I meant, yeah. This is Ogerpon, yeah. Okay. Not you. I love these two guys so much. I think I'm going to give it to Varoom, because it took me so long to figure out where the face was. And no, I don't like any of the Poison Chain Pokemon. Really at all. But they'll have their time. Ground. Well, this is sad. I like most... Oh, actually, no, there's Iron Treads here. I don't really like Iron Treads, so I'll put him there. I think Great Tusk is a fantastic Paradox form. Not so much for Iron Treads. Bombardier is... It's so nothing to me. Squawkabilly is also pretty nothing. It's just Chatot again, but I'll put Bombardier here. Does it have a dual typing? Yeah, I thought it was Dark. Yeah. Okay, well, Flittle and Rabska are both really not good designs in my opinion, but Munkidori is here, and so I think it almost has to be Munkidori. It's an ugly monkey wearing a purple chain. Like, I don't like it. Like, it's not just like a personal policy of mine to dislike the Poison Chain Pokemon. They just don't have good designs. Here's where we can put Rellor, Rabska or Rellor. I'll put Rellor here. And then for rock types, I do like all of you. I think I'm going to go with Robot Tyranitar, though. Well, I don't really love the Glimmet line. But no, I'll go with Robot Tyranitar as my least favorite. Here's where I can put Pecharunt. The closed off form, like, neither form looks good. I know there's some lore behind it of like it infecting a berry or whatever, but that's a cool looking sprite for Houndstone. But no, I'll go with Pecharunt. Dragon. Well, this would also be Excalibur, I think. Well, it would be one of these two. Is there another electric type I could put up here? Or another ice type? I could put... You know, I'll put Titan here, and then I'll put Excalibur here, I guess. I like Tatsugiri well enough. I like Roaring Moon, Walking Wake, and Hydrapple. I don't know, I don't think Duraludon needed an evolution, but they did it well, so whatever. Then here, I really don't like Maschiff. Like, it's such a normal dog. Like, this is also just a normal dog, but I don't know, it looks like an old man. It's got something going on. Maschiff just does not. Now, I also don't like Meowscarada. This could go here, but whatever. Here we go. This is where I'll put Varoom. Or no, I put Varoom over here, didn't I? Oh, wait, where's the other like, where's this guy? Is he not a flying type? He looks like a flying type. Oh, it's a fairy type. That's real weird. Okay. Well, I'll put him there. Then, oh, Orthoworm. I don't like Orthoworm. There we go. Like, my brain keeps phasing all these Pokemon out. It's weird. It's weird. And then, yeah, Pheasantipity pretty easily here. The rest of these guys are pretty good. I don't love, what is this, Screamtail? Yeah. But then as for starter, I think it's got to be Meowscarada. It's way too human-y. Like, it looks like a magician in costume, almost. Okay, which ZA Mega is my least favorite? That's pretty... Ugh. It's... Mega Victreebel, I think, pretty solidly. Legendaries? Oh my gosh. This generation has so many bad legendaries. But I'm gonna go with Sad Ogerpon, I think. I don't know. The Poison Chain Pokemon are bad too. I'll go with Sad Ogerpon. My least favorite Generation 9 Pokemon? I don't know. I've never really thought about that before. If we're going with it, I would go with the stupid stomach. But no, I think I'm gonna go with Munkidori. Yeah. Alright, my least favorite normal type. Well, that's pretty easy. That's Licky Licky. I hate Licky Licky. It's got a Wi-Fi symbol on its chest. It doesn't even look reptilian anymore. Like, Lickitung isn't a great design, but it still looks like a pocket monster. Like, it looks like a creature, you know, but... My least favorite fire type? Oh, that's gotta be Salazzle. Oh my gosh, I really hate Origin Palkia. Oh, what did they do to my boy? Because normal Palkia is such a fantastic looking Pokemon, and yeah. Alright, well, Grass, uh, I don't really hate any of you guys. I think I'll give it to Calyrex, though. It does look really dumb. Um, oh, that's some close competition. I think it's going to go to Thundurus, though. Jinx. Ugh. I'll look at them, but it's got to be Jinx or Smoochum. It's definitely Jinx. Okay. Fighting type. Well, that's pretty easily Okidoki in my opinion. I could give it to the Pheromosa, which is such a weird design for a Pokemon, or like the wearing human clothes, but no. I really don't like Okidogi. Like, I don't think it looks good. It looks like I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It looks like a bear in a children's cartoon. That's like the big bad evil villain for no reason, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Could put Slanted here, I could put Varoom here. I think I'll put Varoom, because like I said, I couldn't tell where its face was for a hot minute when I first saw it. This one's gotta be Landorus. I could go with the weird pupa or the trash. It's not the trash cloak, but it's the sandy cloak Wormadam. But no, I'll give it to Landorus. I really don't like the genies, can you tell? Enamorous, yeah. Bruxish, oh my gosh. Like, Munkidori sucks, but Bruxish is one of the ugliest Pokemon they've ever made. Bug, oh my gosh, that easily has to be Volbeat. Does not have a reason to exist. Rock. Okay, none of these are bad Pokemon, honestly. There just really aren't bad rock types, I guess, but I'll go with Gmax Dreadnought because it's so much worse than normal Dreadnought, which is one of my favorite Pokemon. Alright, Ghost. I could give it to Pecharunt, I could give it to... I'm not seeing anything taking me off of putting it on Pecharunt. Then... Dragon. I think I'll put it... Oh, well, that's pretty... Yeah, I'll put it on Origin Dialga. And so... Dark. I could give it to the broken Pokemon. No. I'll give it to... Skuntank, honestly. Like, it's a very unappealing design to me. Yeah. Steel, probably Klefki, honestly. Well, yeah, I'll give it to Klefki. Fairy, oh boy, these are some real bad fairy types. Not you so much, but the rest of you are some real bad fairy types. I think I still have to give it to Mr. Mime, though. No, I'll give it to Mr. Mime, yeah. Mime Jr. is real bad, too. Wow, it's all but one middle evolutions. I think Florigato looks so much better than its final evolution, which I actually don't think about the other two, but Meowscarada is just such a bad design to me. Okay, what's the worst designed starter? I give it to... no, hold on. I meant to give this to Pignite. I was on autopilot. No, Pignite is definitely the worst designed starter. The worst designed gimmick form is so easily this stomach that I gave it to it twice already. The worst legendary is Enamorous. And my least favorite Pokemon. Wow. Look what we've come up with. This is the list of the worst Pokemon there have ever been. In my personal opinion. The worst Pokemon there have ever been. And Varoom. Boy. Well, it's down to 3. It's down to Enamorous, Origin Palkia, or Mega Victreebel. And at the end of the day, as ugly as Enamorous is, I don't like any of the genies. And it doesn't need to exist. Like, it doesn't need to... The genies did not need a 4th member. I never liked him anyways. Whereas I love Palkia, and this guy so ruined Palkia. And so that is going to be my least favorite Pokemon right there. Here, I'll zoom out so y'all can see the top little corner here. Here, let's get through the regional or all the extras real quick. Least favorite regional bird. Well, if we're putting all these guys in the list, it's gonna be Squawkabilly. For regional mammal, none of these are great or terrible, but Patrat. Regional bug, I think that's gonna be Scatterbug for me. Pseudo legendary, that's easily Excalibur. Pikachu clone, I could give it to, well, I could give it to like one of the really awful Pikachu costumes, but no, I'll give it to Plusle, I guess. Yeah, Patrice's cool, Emolgo's cool. Yeah, I'll give it to Plusle. And then least favorite evolution. I'm gonna get some hate for this. It's Sylveon. The others all look like, you know, divergent evolutions. This one looks like domesticated in a weird way to me. My least favorite fossil, I think it's probably pretty easily going to be Lileep. Yeah, really the only other competition is Tortuga here, and I do like Caracosta quite a bit. What is this? Favorite regional form, or least favorite regional form, I suppose. Well, there was one I was complaining about earlier. What was it? Oh yeah, it could be a Alolan Persian or Hisuian Quillfish or White Striped Basculin. I'll give it to the Alolan Persian though. My least favorite Gigantamax form, I think, has got to be the elephant with the big trunk. Like it just has added nothing. Or it could be. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to the elephant. Yeah. My least favorite baby Pokemon is still gotta be. Oh, actually no. Oh wow. I mean, Jigglypuff or Igglybuff is unsettling, but Smoochum is just. I don't know. Not unsettling isn't the word. It makes me uncomfortable. Like it's. Ugh. No. Box legendaries. I think my least favorite is pretty easily Miraidon. All of the rest of them have something going for them. I am not a fan of Miraidon. Mythicals, there you are. Get down here, Fione. It also has Pecharunt in here, which I strongly dislike, but Fione doesn't need to exist. Manaphy is a cool, cute Pokemon, but Fione does not need to be in the game. Hoop is also pretty bad, but my least favorite Ultra Beast is pretty easily Pheromosa. Paradox form, I mean, none of the Paradox forms are terrible, but I think I'm going to give it to Iron Shreds. What is my least favorite type? I think my least favorite type is probably Fairy, actually. My least favorite Pokeball, well, I'm going to use the same criteria I did last time. Which one looks the dumbest? I'm going to say the one that's a normal Pokeball with an S on it. The Sport Ball, yeah, whatever that is. Okay, let's see. Last time I made it so it was just all in the same place. This time, can I make a Spinda with no spots? Can I do that? Yeah. Yeah, I don't see any spots. Let me zoom into that so you guys can see the Spinda with no spots here. It's just a normal bunny with like spinny eyes. That's funny. All right, well, Vivian. Yeah, I already put my least favorite Vivian as this one. I mean, not that it matters all that much. Alchemy. What's my least favorite Alchemy? I don't know. Which of these looks the weirdest? I don't like the 7-layer cake very much. But no, I'll give it to. I don't know. None of these look terrible. None of them look great. I don't love Alchemy. I'll give it to the yellow one, sure. Yellow. What does yellow clash the most with? Yellow clashes with other yellow, slightly off yellow. Then new evolution to an old Pokemon. There's some bad ones in here, definitely. Probopass is up there. Um, Overquill. But it's not, I mean, I don't like Quillfish anyways, so. Oh, I know, I think this one's going to have to go to Blossom, just because the Vileplume line was so perfect, and then this nerd came in here. Oh, actually, no, Licky Licky's here too, but I think by that definition, Blossom is the worst. Licky Licky is a worse Pokemon, but Blossom is worse as a new evolution to an old Pokemon. So, once again, there's all the extras. There is the full list zoomed out so you can see this top corner here. Actually, here, let me zoom in. I'll just like boop. There I go. I'm gone. So yeah, there's my least favorite of every Pokemon of every category. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.